Welcome to the Sleep Circle, where we talk about what helps you to get a better night's sleep, from sleep gear and calming routines to science-backed tools and real-life experiences. I'm Danny, a health researcher and master's nursing student, and today I'm talking about what to do when a snoring mouthpiece hasn't worked. Maybe you researched it carefully, maybe a partner suggested it, or maybe you gave it a real try for a few weeks and it just didn't achieve the result you hoped for. The good news is one mouthpiece not working doesn't mean you've run out of options. Let's start by looking at why a snoring mouthpiece isn't working. In most cases, it comes down to one of two things. Either the device isn't fitting or functioning as it should, or it simply isn't the right treatment for what's happening while you sleep. Today, I want to help you work out which of those might apply to you. Some people find that after using a snoring mouthpiece, the snoring is still there. The noise hasn't really changed. For others, the snoring becomes quieter, but they're still waking up tired, still foggy, still low on energy during the day. Sometimes the device simply falls out. Sometimes it's uncomfortable enough that you stop wearing it, and sometimes it's actually your partner who notices the problem. The snoring may still be there, or they may notice pauses in your breathing which can be more concerning than the noise itself. So let's look at why these devices sometimes fall short. The reasons are often practical, but not always. The biggest factor is fit. A lot of snoring mouthpieces are what's called boil and bite. You soften them in hot water and press them onto your teeth to create a rough mold at home. That's convenient, and for some people it works well. But a home mould can sit unevenly and feel bulky or fail to stay in position through the night. Then there's adjustment. Many of these devices work by gently holding the lower jaw forward. They're called mandibular advancement devices, or MADs. Mandibular simply means the lower jaw. The amount the jaw is held forward usually needs careful adjustment. Too little and it may not do very much. Too much and you can be left with a jaw pain the next day. Comfort matters too. If the device hurts, makes you produce excessive saliva, or triggers your gag reflex, you're unlikely to keep using it. And if you don't wear it consistently, it can't do its job. There's one possibility people often overlook. Sometimes the mouthpiece simply isn't the right treatment for the underlying problem. These devices are designed to address a mechanical narrowing of the airway. If something else is contributing to your symptoms, even a perfectly fitted device may not solve it. It's also worth knowing that not all mouthpieces are the same. At one end, you've got the over-the-counter boil and bite devices. You order one, molded at home, and away you go. They're accessible and they genuinely help some people, but you're doing the fitting yourself and there's usually limited adjustment. At the other end, there's a custom oral appliance fitted by a dentist trained in dental sleep medicine. They take proper impressions. The device is built specifically for your mouth. They can also adjust it over several appointments and monitor how your jaw responds. That doesn't mean home devices are useless. Plenty of people do well with them, but if a generic one hasn't worked for you, a professionally fitted version may provide a very different experience. It's completely possible for a device to make you quieter without fixing what's actually happening to your breathing. Here's the difference. Primary snoring means snoring without diagnosed sleep apnea. It can still be disruptive for you and for anyone sleeping nearby, but it's different from repeated obstruction of breathing. Obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA, is different. That's when the airway narrows or closes repeatedly during sleep, causing breathing to pause or reduce. Each time oxygen levels can fall and your brain briefly wakes you just enough to restart your breathing, often without you remembering it. A reduction in snoring doesn't by itself confirm that sleep apnea is being adequately treated. The room may become quieter, making it easy to assume the problem has been solved. But quieter doesn't necessarily mean your breathing has improved. That's why feeling like you've had a quieter night but still exhausted every morning is such an important clue. Untreated OSA can leave you feeling unrefreshed because your sleep continues to be interrupted throughout the night. So please don't let a quieter bedroom put you off getting properly assessed. Before you spend money on another device, here are the questions worth answering. First, do you actually have a diagnosis? Have you ever had your sleep properly assessed, either with an overnight sleep study or a home sleep test arranged by a clinician? A lot of people buy device after device without knowing what they're actually treating. That's a bit like buying glasses without having an eye test. If you do have a diagnosis, how severe is it? primary snoring, mild OSA, moderate OSA, severe OSA. These aren't just labels, they genuinely influence which treatments are most appropriate. If your only experience has been with a home molded device that's never felt right, it's also worth asking whether a professionally fitted appliance has ever been considered. And finally, were you actually able to wear it consistently, most nights for the whole night? The answer to these questions help you understand whether the device failed or whether it simply wasn't the right treatment. So let me explain why I keep coming back to severity, because this is where a lot of money gets wasted. If what you have is primary snoring or mild obstructive sleep apnea, you've usually got several reasonable treatment options to explore. If what you have is moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, treatment decisions generally need closer specialist guidance. Those repeated interruptions to breathing can have important long-term health implications, and they often require treatments that are proven to keep the airway open. For many people, that's CPAP. CPAP stands for Continuous Positive Airway Pressure, a machine that keeps the airway open using a gentle stream of pressurized air. It's highly effective as a treatment, and many people find it takes a little time to adjust to, but for more significant sleep apnea, there's a very good reason it's considered the standard treatment. This is why treating more severe sleep apnea as simply a snoring problem can be misleading. You can end up with a quieter bedroom but an untreated medical condition. The symptom may sound the same, but underlying problems can be very different. Everything we've talked about so far works while you're asleep, a device you wear overnight to help keep the airway open. I want to introduce a genuinely different approach. Because if overnight devices haven't suited you, it helps to know there's another option that works during the day while you're awake. It's based on something called neuromuscular electrical stimulation, or NMES. In some people, reduced endurance in the tongue and upper airway muscles can contribute to primary snoring and mild obstructive sleep apnea. When we sleep, those muscles naturally relax, and that's completely normal, but in some people, they don't provide quite enough support to help keep the airway stable. Instead of physically holding the airway open, overnight NMES aims to improve how those muscles function over time. It uses gentle electrical stimulation to activate the tongue and the upper airway muscles. The goal is to improve their endurance so they're better able to support the airway during sleep. It's simply a different way of approaching the same problem. Within this area, you may come across Excite OSA from Spring Sleep. It's a daytime therapy used for around 20 minutes each day, designed for adults with primary snoring and mild obstructive sleep apnea. It's supported by clinical research and is FDA cleared for this use. It's also the only daytime therapy that's FDA cleared to treat a root cause of snoring and mild obstructive sleep apnea. The mouthpiece sits around the tongue and delivers gentle electrical stimulation during a short daily session. Typically, it's used every day for around 6 weeks, followed by less frequent maintenance sessions. And unlike overnight mouthpieces, nothing is worn while you sleep. There's nothing to fall out during the night because the therapy is completed during the day. A few important points here, though, is that it's cleared for adults with primary snoring and mild obstructive sleep apnea. It isn't cleared for more severe forms of sleep apnea, and it isn't intended for children. It isn't a cure, and it isn't a replacement for prescribed treatment. Some people choose to use it alongside CPAP as part of a wider treatment plan, but that decision should always be made with a clinician rather than as a replacement made independently. It works through a completely different mechanism, training the muscles during the day rather than positioning the jaw overnight. For the right adult with the right diagnosis, that difference may be important. If you'd like to read more about the evidence behind it, it's available at springsleep.com. So let's bring it all together. If your snoring mouthpiece hasn't worked, that doesn't mean you've run out of options. The important thing is understanding what's actually causing the problem. Find out whether you're dealing with primary snoring or obstructive sleep apnea. Find out how severe and ask whether fit and consistency were ever really addressed. And if you haven't had a proper assessment, speak to a healthcare professional who can arrange the right testing. Once you have the right diagnosis, the right treatment stops being a guess. Here at the Sleep Circle, we're all about helping you get a better sleep, one night at a time. If you found this video helpful, I'd love if you subscribe. Thanks for watching and sweet dreams.